For clarity's sake, this is a highlight reel of a live stream, and I'm talking with chat pretty frequently. However, I'm so fast at reading and responding to messages that my chat overlay in the recording is a little bit behind, and sometimes the context of what I'm responding to shows up a second or two later than my response. Sorry about that. Hopefully everything in this video still makes sense. I'm going to be doing something a little bit different today. So, I've set things up off stream. I've also, as you can see in the lower right hand corner, we now have a timer so that if I want to edit down the stream, I can have like a little timestamp that shows how far into it we are. And I have rearranged the cat camera so Durian is far more visible. Durian, long time no see. She's a good kitty. Hey, yo. Hey, kitty. I got her a cat bed the other day and put it on top of my computer and got a webcam and didn't get a good angle to record her, and then I realized, you know what, I can just tape the web camera to the wall. Got a stream at the beginning? Yeah, that you did. We're just getting started. I guess I should actually, like, start playing the game, but we're just getting started here on a little challenge run. And we're gonna see if we can beat the game today. I guess I did forget to do one thing. I forgot to change the name of the equipment so that it would match the new railroad name. I might have to delete everything and buy this equipment to start this up. Is this Lunar Ridge? Yes, it is. It's the Central Atlantic and Union, which was originally actually going to be the railroad we're playing today, the Lone Oak Southern. But one thing led to another. And I just never did the Lone Oak Southern to begin with. You know what, I'm gonna swap out the equipment here. I'm gonna cheat in some money. I could say that they bought it from the Central Atlantic and Union, but also I could just cheat in the money and buy the equipment myself. Because I've already cheated in money anyways. How much would this be? Submit. Perfect. Okay, cheating is done. What qualifies as beating the game here? Delivering refined oil to the freight depot? Yes. But I also have an additional challenge. Because, you see, I've cheated now 2 times, but I cheated to buy that really big locomotive we have, and I'm supposed to repay that quote-unquote loan by the end of the stream here. That is not what I thought I copied and pasted. Are we beating the game in one stream today? We're not doing a speed run, because if this was a speed run, if this was like a speed run, I would have had to build the tracks today. All the tracks here are pre-built. I have them all already. But yes, I am aiming to beat the game in a single session. All industries are empty. And we're only going to start with 5 cars. The 5 cars I purchased were very specific because I have some special external rules to follow. I'll bring up those rules as they become relevant, but you can find a link to them in the description if you want to read them now. I could have gone for a bunch of 1 car type, but there's 3 reasons that would be problematic. 1, if all I was doing was running logs, I wouldn't be progressing down the industry chain towards the oil barrels at the end of the line. 2, log cars on their own don't actually make a whole lot of money. We need all the money we can get if we want to buy enough cars to make oil and also repay our loan. The first big money maker is iron ore, which requires hoppers to carry, and also stake flats to deliver lumber and beams to the iron mine to begin production. 3. There's a special rule called not an inch wasted. As long as I have the iron mine and smelter connected on my map, every train I run must have 2 distinct load or car types for every leg of their run, excluding cabooses. Since the entire network was pre-built, I've technically already connected those industries, and so every train must be mixed freight. Not that I'm complaining, though, as that's actually the best way to make quick money. Oh, and for those of you who are wondering, I got to level 6 off of purely tree cutting before we even started the previous playthrough on this map. So, no, I didn't cheat there, which is honestly kind of impressive. Lone Oak Southern Transit. 1 full car of oil barrels? No, I just need to deliver oil barrels. It doesn't matter if it's 1 full car or not. Preferably, yes, it would be, but I'm not expecting it to be. So what does Superintendent Kitty have you doing today? Teleporting bread? Hi, Kitty. Do you need something? Hi, you. Hi, Kitty. Oh no, cat has moved. Very sad, yes. This is the worst moment in history, in gaming history. The cat has, in fact, moved. So, I'm teleporting all the cars down to the freight depot just to add a little extra challenge to this. Because if I'm going to be starting with an insanely fast locomotive, I might as well start on the complete opposite side of the map from where I need to start, just to make things interesting. And not doing that shunting puzzle. I did it yesterday. Off camera, admittedly, but I did it. The cat has left possible warning signs of things to come. I got my Ethernet cable working, so I think that should fix the problem. But I mean, that's why we're doing this challenge run, is to stress test it and make sure that everything's doing a-okay. The original intent of this stream was just to stress test my Wi-Fi because it had crapped out on me on the previous stream. Fortunately, everything seems to be fine. So for the court record, by the end of this playthrough, I need $5,375 of pocket change. Because that's how much it costs to buy this locomotive and the caboose. And that's kind of the entire point of the challenge run. We have a very big, very fast, very powerful locomotive, and a loan we need to repay by the end of stream. And I'm only going to be able to visit the freight depot 1 time. I can visit anywhere else any number of times, but the freight depot... Oh, I didn't link that? Weird. But the freight depot, in particular, turntables can't reverse locomotives. At least not very easily. It's going to be a pain in my side. And so I can hypothetically visit here and leave later, but in general, when we return to the freight depot, I'm only going to return 1 time. For those of you wondering, yes, I do have to turn around my locomotive at every destination to make it facing forwards. There's a rule for this. Stricter sheriffs. When running major distances between industries or quote-unquote towns, trains must have a locomotive on their front and a caboose or way car on their rear. All locomotives must be pointing forwards. What map is this? I believe it's in the description. There should be a link to it. It's the tier, not the tier bridge. This is the Central Atlantic and Union's track diagrams, slightly modified to make this stream easier on myself. And it's just a version of Lunar Ridge. Alright, everybody. Are we ready to start the challenge run? Are we ready to rock and roll? Alright. And let's... let us begin. What is this challenge? So, I'm playing on a map where every industry is already connected. And if you look in the description of this video, there's a couple of rules. If I turn this into a video, I'll put the rules on screen now and explain them one by one. But it's a modified version of Steel Pegasus, where I'm basically the only difference is I'm allowed to buy this locomotive. And by the end of the stream, I need to have run oil barrels to the freight depot and to have repaid the loan that I bought this engine with. For those of you wondering, the loan is $5,375. When's the 1440p monitor coming? Thursday is the earliest estimate. Yay, now FPS will be less and game will be pretty. On Thursday. God, I really... it's gonna be a trip to see how bad my frame rate gets when I get my 2K monitor. If I had to guess, it'll drop to 30 to 45. Maybe. It was sitting at around 50 on the Central Atlantic and Union when I was running yesterday. Like, when everything was idle. I mean, when everything was idle, it was sitting at 70, but... do you have any boxcars stashed anywhere? I believe there are 6 vanity cars on the map. I'm not allowed to use them. They're just there for looks. And one of them is a boxcar, one of them is a stock car. Hi, kid. Oh, I don't want you drinking my water. Oh god. Well, I have accepted my fate. I kind of forgot a very important piece of information. And the cat was in the way, so I didn't see it till it was too late. We're off to a great start this stream. The cat leaving was a warning sign? No, the cat coming back was a warning sign. She got in my way, I didn't notice the problem. Has the spring weather hit you yet? It's been in the 80s here lately, so I'm skipping spring apparently. Yeah, we had spring weather for a little bit. It is now like 90. Where's my boxcar? I can't get past the ironworks if I don't have one. It's something that we're going to buy as we play the game. That's part of the challenge, is that I don't have all the equipment right now. And that I'm going to have to purchase it. And so by the end of the stream, I need to be able to repay my loan and also have purchased enough cars to complete the game. That was one heck of a flip. Whoa. Gotta go look at the actual rules. I forgot to put up the goal in the rules. That's my bad. But yeah, that would probably be a good idea to make sure you know what's going on. Speaking of the rules, of the 5 remaining that I have yet to explain, 3 don't matter, and 2 only matter much farther into the run. We don't care for wartime regulations because we're not going to have enough cars to worry about it. Debtor's Blessing is part of the premise of this challenge, and One for All is worthless because we only ever want the one engine anyways. All for one, and that's enough, will come up later on, though you don't need to worry about them for another hour, at least. Speedruns involve doing things optimally and breaking the rules. That's why it's not a speedrun. If we were doing a speedrun, there's this really nasty glitch, Gordon, that's, where you can actually just teleport the train cars anywhere on the map. And so in order to beat the game, all you need to do is just, like, place down these little teleport houses, like this red house here that you click on the map on, and then you just, like, load the car at one place, then you teleport to the next one and load it at another. It's really stupid. Perhaps make another rule: every re-rail costs money? Not the biggest fan of that. That is an interesting idea, but I think I'll be fine. Excuse me. Trains derailing and adorable kittens. What more could you ask from a stir stream? I don't know, conversation? And also complaining about the Uintas and how bad they are. Did somebody already mention the Uinta? No, nobody's mentioned the Uinta yet this stream. We are currently Uinta complaints free. Currently. It's not gonna last. Only 21,000 pounds attractive. Yeah, the 21,000 pounds is a lot more reasonable than the 44,000 of the Uinta. It's still a bit overkill, but it's not quite as frustratingly overkill, you know? Triple head the Ruby Basin, Lord. Gotta have that 27 mile an hour chonky little dudes. Speaking of which, the Ruby Basin is actually kind of why I chose this locomotive for the live stream. Because, the Ruby Basin is just better. It's slightly stronger, it's $300 cheaper, it's faster, it runs on coal power, so it never runs out of, steam. And this engine is still really nice. I really like the way it looks, but, like, since the Ruby exists, nobody uses it anymore. It's kind of a shame. The Ruby Basin is objectively the best well-rounded engine in the game. Yes, it really is. Like, you could argue the Glenbrook is, too, and I think there's a debate to be had there. But once you're trying to get into the more powerful engines, Ruby Basin is just the best if you're looking at it from an objective standpoint. Oh, also, for the record, daytime is 30 minutes, nighttime is 15. So once we hit around the 30-minute marker, we will return to daylight. Now, what would make this challenge more painful is if you were only using shays. That was actually the original plan. I did the math. This map originally started with 2 shays and 2 way cars, because this was originally Luna Ridge. And so I'm like, well, why don't I just keep those and double head the shays? And the reason is because it was going to be so painfully slow, dude. Oh my god, it would have been horrible. Like, love the addition of the cat cam. Yeah, she's a good kid. Hey. Hey, kid. Hey. I had to get some thermal paste for my computer, and while I was at Best Buy, I'm like, you know what? Screw it, let's get a webcam. Let's get one just so I can record my cat. Because there was a PetSmart literally next door to the Best Buy, and I'm like, I'll stop off at the Best Buy, I'll give myself the extra RAM, the webcam, the, what's the third thing? Right, the thermal paste. And then I'm like, well, let's stop off at PetSmart and let's see if they have a cat bed. And they did. It was like $18 or something, and it fits perfectly on top of my computer. It fits perfectly. Hey, kitty. Hey, don't worry about it. Somebody just made a pun in chat about you. I'm glad you mentioned thermal paste. I need to get some for a PC. I'm building out of old parts tomorrow. See, the funny thing about the thermal paste is like, oh, I forgot the thermal paste. I need to go buy it. And then as soon as I pulled out my fan to assemble my PC, I realized it came with thermal paste, and I'm just an idiot. So that noise, it might be the concrete repair guys. My father got some people over to repair the sidewalk and completely relay it. And if that's who it is, and they're coming in today, well, we're gonna see how well the noise canceling works on OBS. And if that doesn't work, we might just have to end stream early and come back another time and redo the challenge tomorrow, honestly, or something like that. Because I don't know how loud they're going to be, but they might be so loud that it's unbearable. How loud do you want your background noise? Yes! I wonder if they're going to use a jackhammer or a piece of equipment to tear the concrete up, because that'll be a very different noise level. Yeah, I wonder too. I don't know. But I guess you and I, we're all going to find out together. Break out the subwoofer and play the sounds in your room? God. Horrible idea. I love it. My guard kitty is keeping an eye out for me, it seems. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I got the cat bed where it is right now, because the window's right there, and the window is, my father likes to call it cat TV, because that's basically what it is. Hey, you. She gets to see the outside world and have a lot of fun. And be a cat. Also, we're 30 minutes into the challenge, and we haven't even loaded one car. We're doing great. What are you talking about? Out of curiosity, how long do you think this challenge will take? I don't know, honestly. If the regular Central Atlantic and Union is any show, it's going to take multiple days, and we're not going to beat it in one stream. But I'm hoping it'll take around 8 hours, which is admittedly a very long time, but if we can beat the game in 8 hours, I'd be kind of impressed, honestly. Those cars are hunting like mad on those curves. Yep, that they are. It's a little bit insane, but they didn't derail, so I'm happy. I should take a second to explain what I'm doing for the challenge, because I don't really explain in the stream. Right now, I'm loading 1 car of logs and 1 of cordwood. The logs will go to the sawmill and convert into beams and lumber, at which I will take 1 car of each to the iron mine to make iron ore, which we then take with the hopper. We then unload the iron ore and cordwood at the smelter, and head for spawn to pick up another freight car for our train before turning around to head back and do another trip. Donk. Oh god. Okay, we didn't derail. Mostly. Kind of. Note to self, do not bonk those bumpers. I was gonna ask if speed derailing was a thing in this yet. The answer is yes. We're missing a caboose. I'm surprised nobody mentioned that or noticed that, but, we have to go back down the mountain for a moment here. Didn't see the back for a while with how you had the camera. That's fair, that's fair. Neither did I, so, where the heck did this thing come off the tracks? Oh, there it did. Note to self, this curve, don't go around it too fast. Ah yes, spicy curve is best curve. Very true. I can confirm. Why did it come off the tracks a second time? What? It's gotta be a long day. Okay, so that specific part of the curve, the caboose just really hates. The bobber caboose also derails really easily on curves, or just in general. It's always had trouble. So the fact that it's derailing now isn't much of a surprise. It is an annoyance, but not a surprise. Is that intentional or the bobber just buggy? I believe the bobber is just buggy. Donk. Oh god, we derailed the tender. How many times are we going to derail this tender? Or derail things in general? We've had 2.5 derailments this stream so far. We're an hour into the stream, and we're about to start the first run of the day. This game takes forever sometimes. I mean, I did derail twice, and had to relay an entire spline, but whatever. Oh! I see. Apparently, this mountain just does not like having your trains go fast. This is like the first time I've ever actually seen cars derail due to overspeed. I'm kind of impressed, at least on this new update. I feel like at this rate we're probably not going to complete the challenge run. Now the good news is that once we get back on the main line, we're not going to derail anymore. The main line is so good for this stuff, you know? They're so good for this stuff. What am I saying? I'm tempting fate by saying the main line is 2% uphill and downhill, 70-meter minimum radius. Oh no. No, kitty, I don't want you drinking the water. Go up here. That's okay, but I don't want you drinking my water. Also, is it just me, or have those concrete workers not made too much noise today? Like, I was mentioning that they might be problematic, but so far they've been okay. They've been reasonable. I haven't heard anything aside from that weird metal clanking noise. Haven't heard the concrete guys once at all. Yeah, exactly. Like, what? They're here. I know they're here. They're not doing much of anything right now, it seems. Or at least they're quiet. Which I appreciate. I'm very grateful that they are. Maybe it's the calm before the storm. Don't jinx it! Oh, I forgot to delete the passenger train. Oops. Oh well. That's okay. I'll have to fix that in the future. Random question, but am I into model rareting? A little bit. I've got myself a decent N gauge collection and a small Z's gauge collection. Doesn't the passenger train have a boxcar you could use? Hypothetically, yes, but in practice, no. There's a couple of vanity cars strewn throughout the map that I could use, but I'm not touching them. I'm not going to be doing any of that. Oh, actually, there is a model rareting video on the channel already. It's for a Z-gauge micro layout, but so it's a little bit weird. But if you want to see some model rareting I've done, you can check that out, I guess. Sir didn't just take out the training wheels today. He likes a hole in his tires for an extra challenge. At this rate, the hole in my tires might mean that we have to do multiple streams, though, which is going to be a bit of a pain in the ass. Multiple streams is okay. More content equals more chaos. I mean, more fun. The bright side is you don't have to edit streams. Yeah, about that. Originally, this was going to be a video, so I might have to edit down the stream. I hope I got my energy drinks and snacks at the ready. I don't drink energy drinks, but I do have snacks. I have graham crackers. Oh man, we're looking at a small error in how much money we have. $404. We are going to head to spawn. Money not found. Honestly, I'm gonna let this train run on its own, and I'm gonna throw these switches so I don't forget to do it later. 404, money not found. 484, money found again. Alright, now all we need to do is sit right here and take a picture of the train as it passes by. Here she comes. Oh, it didn't take a picture. God dang it. Oh well. Cue the runaway theme from Thomas and Friends. I mean, life is a lot easier for catching runaway trains when you just have the ability to teleport yourself. So for those of you wondering what we're doing here, we're picking up an extra car. Because the sooner you make more money, the more money you're making, you know? Like, I know it's a silly statement to say, but how much longer will I be streaming? That is a good question. I honestly don't know. Do I need to have like a donation goal up where I will continue the stream if we meet the donation goal every so often? For every $1 donated, I have to pet the kitty. That is something. It's a secret donation goal that I'm not telling many people. But if you donate $1, I will pet the cat. Stir, that is a bad idea. Lol, you will never sleep. You are right. I would never sleep. But that's why I would have something where it's like, I would double the, I would double the price of how much it would cost to stream another hour every hour. I just realized that Steel Pegasus rules you have to rotate on turntable. No, you don't. You can use a Y. The Steel Pegasus rule, specifically, the way it's worded, it bans... It's really confusing. Basically, when reversing a locomotive, if you only use one switch, and that is the only mandatory component for reversing the locomotive, that's illegal. But if there were 3 switches that were required to reverse the locomotive, that's okay. If there were 2 switches, you're doing something wrong. And that's not okay. Hey you. Hey you. How you doing? Doing alright, sweetheart? Please don't drink my water again. No, kitty. I don't want you over there. I don't want you drinking my water. I think I just accidentally hit 0% reverser for like a split second there before I changed it back to 100%. That was a misclick, but I somehow hit it spot on. 765 is in operation by the Fort Wayne Historical Society, and it was last in Michigan for the Indiana Rail Experience's Tri-State Special this past summer and early fall. Ooh, that's fun. Tri-State Special? Did Dr. Doofenshmirtz sponsor that? You're just in time to watch me revive the 21st century steam programinator. That does honestly sound like an evil plan he would hatch that Perry has to do, where he would get a lot of money by doing it and also pollute places a little bit more, and because of that he'd be able to get more money selling something else on the side. And that's his grand evil scheme. It's so diabolical. Ah, Perry the Platypus, you're just in time for me to give black lung to all these spectators sitting on that bridge over there. Now watch as they take their photos with their smartphones. They even cheer me on as I give them long-term health problems. Trip 2 is identical to trip number 1, but 2 things have been added. 1, an extra car of cordwood for the smelter. This will allow us to produce more raw iron, which is a critical commodity for progression, and more rails, which pay well. 2, well, since we're producing more raw iron, we should pick some up while we're here. We'll pick it up on the return trip from spawn. Oh god, she's back on the table. Please do not drink my water. I swear. I probably shouldn't be speeding down this hill, because that's gonna happen. Oh god. We're not even at the first turn and we've already derailed the entire train. The sound of the wind while you re-rail at night gives it a very haunting feel. Agreed. I honestly wish we had more buildings so that we could make like a homey environment, so that it feels like we're not in a snowstorm, because sometimes I just want to go in a house with this kind of weather. It would be the scariest thing at night, hearing another whistle in the distance. Honestly, you know, it'd be really funny if we had a live stream where people had access to Railroads Online Extended, and once every like 5 minutes they could do something like throw a switch, change the state of a handbrake, blow a whistle. That would be hilarious. Could you imagine? Your plan is illogical, irresponsible, and dangerous. So when do we start? It'll be interesting to see how much wood you'll use in the tender before the challenge is complete. One interesting thing about the wood in the tender is before I started this, I filled the tender completely, and I fired up the engine using a firewood depot that I proceeded to delete. So, some weird, unexplainable events for like Halloween October, blowing whistles in the wind. Dude, so many people would be freaked out by that. You boot up the game specifically on October 31st, and the game just messes with you. That'd be fun. Does your cat hate dogs? I don't know. We've never had her around dogs before. We got her at the Humane Society around 2 years ago. She was fairly young and very social. Sounds like she lived in a house with a hoarder. She's very curious about the noises outside. In fact, so curious that I need to hit the brakes hard. I don't know how long I've been running on this segment of track, but I got distracted and the cat was jumping up on into the cat cam. Oh, we went super far down this line. Jesus. Anyways, cat cam, cat cam. Does the cat notice the camera? She sometimes looks at it. Very rarely. But she's acknowledged it a time or two. She knows it's there. She doesn't know what it does. She is cat. And if she doesn't notice the camera, I'd be surprised because I literally taped it to the wall. Oh yeah, speaking of which, something I did off camera was I put more sticks of RAM in my PC. Or, no, sorry, I didn't put more sticks of RAM in my PC. I upped the RAM's memory. Or, latency, that's the term, I think, I hope. They're megahertz, how much it runs, the speed it runs at. Brain, words, hard. It was running at 2133 earlier, it is now running at 3200. Clock speed, there you go. There's the smart words that I don't have. It's taunting us. The oil refinery is right there, and we're not even close to getting it done. We're not even close to getting to it. Oh, I just joined. What's going on? Not too much. We just started our second run, our second train for the day, which is not a very good pace. We're 3 hours into the stream, and we have only run 2 trains. Stir, why don't you do a live stream for 24 hours? I value my sanity. And I'm willing to sell my sanity, but I'm not doing it for free. Just record 30 minutes and put it on loop. Jeez. No, that's not quite the same. I don't have money, but I can sell my soul. I'm sorry, your soul does not buy me cool things, cool computer parts. And it doesn't buy me webcam so that I can record and pet my cat on stream. I'm sure NVIDIA would gladly take your soul. Yeah, give somebody some NVIDIA your soul. Sign it off to buy yourself a 4090. Why does your map have sidings that are so tiny that most cars can't fit on them? What sidings are you talking about? Are you talking about the stub end spurs at the ironwork and smelter? Because if so, those are pockets for porters to sit in, because we do shunt jobs on this map when we play on the version that has all trains purchased. The place I'm at right now, that holds 2 cars. It is for storing hoppers. We're actually going to use it later in the stream. Because after the 3rd run, we don't have a reason to run hoppers anymore. There's a bunch of little sidings on this world for storing cars. Because another thing is, the trains on this world are very short. The maximum length is 8 cars. We're currently at 6. So we're actually getting really close to maxing out the train length. I forgot the iron ore. Back it up. If I were in real life, I'd probably be in trouble with my boss. I'm in trouble with myself, man. Bosses be damned. I am my boss, and I am upsetty spaghetti with my performance. Are we gonna have the cat cam on for the rest of the stream? It depends. If Durian moves, I will turn it off, but if she stays there, we'll have the cat cam. Is she next to me? Yeah, she's just sitting on top of my computer. Does she sit on it so it warms her bed? She liked sitting on the computer because it was warm, but also the main reason she likes sitting on it is because it has a good view out the window, and it has a good view for me. So she likes sitting there and sleeping because she can listen to me talk on a stream and lay down, get some rest, and have a nice cozy place and look at the concrete guys as they're doing stuff. So what's my cat's name? It's Durian. We didn't name her. That's just the name she had when she came to us from the Oregon Humane Society, but we've kept it. It's a cute name, and she's a cute kitty. Does your cat sometimes like to just walk over your keyboard? Because I have the cat that does that. She doesn't, actually. The keyboard is very bumpy and rough, and she doesn't like stepping on it. She'll do it occasionally if she needs to get her footing, but so far she doesn't really step on it. Oh wow, you're using the engine sheds as generic buildings? Yeah! It makes for nice little town scenes. We got ourselves a train station in red, and then we have just a bunch of buildings strewn throughout the place. It helps bring the world to life. Did I derail something back there? I did. That wasn't that hard of a bonk. What the heck? Are you kidding me? My cat looks very cute. That's because she is very cute. Is it durian like the fruit? Yes. That's how it's spelled. My father sometimes calls her Badger because she badgers us for food. We need a stream of me teaching my cat how to play roads and like, how would I do that? How do you convince a cat to run trains? I mean, I know I've seen somebody do a stream of a goldfish playing like Minecraft or Rainbow Six Siege or something like that, but carefully. Honestly, there is, I mean, I know I probably will never get these sorts of donation goals finished, but I do have an idea for a funny donation goal. $700, get my dad the game, get him a graphics card, get him playing. Record that, or do a live stream where he plays the train game for the first time and sees how it's like. The only problem is, that's a pretty high donation goal. $700? Like... Maybe one day I'll put it up. He's like 70 years old. How would I convince him to do that? I mean, he does do things. But like, he's very hip for his age. But at the same time, he said to me before, what did he say? He said, I don't want to play a train game because the last time I did, I stopped working on my model railroad and got sucked into a world of playing the train game too much. I have a question for you guys. Do you think that stake flats or regular flats are more important? I'm trying to consider what I should buy, and because we can afford one more car right now, but I don't know which one I should get. Because the log flat would allow me to fill more stake flats in the future, but the stake flats would allow me to do more now? Stake. Think of all that is at stake. That is true. There are 4 cargo types on stake flats, but, that's probably the right call. I'm $2 short of purchasing another stake flat. Thanks, game. Thanks for making me not have money. Did we derail? We derailed! Yay! Great! Well, hello, kitty. Hey, how you doing? No, I don't want you playing with those. Cat. This is not a place for you to lay down. She's trying to lay down on my keyboard. Kitty. Kitty. I cannot have you here. Sorry. Sorry that I cannot have you here. Cat, come back. We miss you. Surprised I'm still going. Yeah, we haven't had the stream die yet. But we're only on like our 3rd run through the map. We are taking forever. Hi, kitty. No, you're not welcome over there. You're not welcome there. Oh, kitty. Don't want you over there. She really wants to drink my water. I don't know why. I've told her not to. I've tried my best to get her to stop multiple times, but she keeps going to try and get water. I need like a top for a sippy cup or something. Get her to stop. Or like a water bottle maybe. That could be something I do. Next stop, Ironworks. Come back in time for Durian. How goes trains? So far so good. I've just been setting the train to full speed and leaving it alone because it's not going to derail. And so we're just sitting here waiting for it to pass. Durian has sat on the keyboard at least 2 times. She has tried to drink my water again. We're currently on run number 2 of 6. We're gonna be here for a long time if we're gonna complete this challenge in one day. Here it comes. Actually, hold on. This is like perfect screenshot material for the thumbnail. So we're not actually going to get on the train right now. Because on this next trip, we're actually going to go down the other way for the first time. That's going to be fun. Plugging in my wireless headset so I could take you to the grocery store later. I love the mental image of just, like, taking wireless headphones, putting them on somebody, and dragging them, like, pulling the headphones. They're like suction cups. They sucked onto somebody's head, and you just drag them with you. I think they're still working on the concrete out there. Hold on, I'm gonna take a peek. Oh yeah, they totally are. There is no sidewalk, and there is a man riding a Zamboni backwards. 69 fuel, baby. You guys can't see it because the cat cam's blocking it. Never mind. Hold on. 69 fuel, let's go. Can I move the cam to the top left corner so we can see the stuff behind it? I probably should. It would be a little bit of work, though. Because I'd have to, like, remake that little border thing and the cat cam logo, but... You're not missing... Oh, well, I guess you are missing my water level, my fire temperature, my fuel, my air brake pressure, my boiler pressure. I forgot to do the long signal to signify that I'm actually stopping at the station, but, oh, God. Yeah, that's not the track we're supposed to go into. Alright, cat cam. So to fix this, step 1, take the actual cat cam, click and drag. Step 2, take the frame, click and drag. Step 3, affinity. That's how I edit this stuff. Hello, open recent catcam.png. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Bottom left rounded at 4%. Top left will be none. Drag the cat cam logo down, center it, 2, 3, save. Export as PNG. Put this in YouTube thumbnails. Video assets, stream, catcam.png, replace. And just like that, we're good. How did I do that so fast? Yay, typing yay all in order. See, practice typing, practice with Nitro Type. It's a great idea. I totally won't join the game and dunk on people by using an alt account. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I created an alt account on Nitro Type to flex on 2-year-olds. What's my words per minute? Anywhere between 90 and 120. Typically closer to 100, but I can do 120 if I'm really pushing myself. Scary fast at times. At times? All the time, I think you mean. Yeah, I'm a bit of a speed demon with typing. I'm not the fastest in the world, but, like, that is a really hard title to compete with. Those people type 500 words a minute on a regular keyboard. Thoughts on the band Tally Hall? My first introduction to them was through the song Banana Man. We memed the fuck out of that song in whatever grade it was. It was 9th grade. And nobody listened to their music except for one person who insisted it was good. After a few years now, yeah, it's good. I like him. I'm going to the grocery store, so you are now officially in my pocket. ASMR, baby. What's my cat doing? She is sitting here and she is sleeping. It looks like. Well, maybe not sleeping, but resting. Excuse me. Run number 3 is where things get crazy. We got our third and final cordwood car. Not too crazy at this rate, but it does let us produce 6 raw iron per trip, which is enough to fill 2 stake flat cars. The third stake flat we got lets us bring some extra beams with us. Those will be going to the oil field. The lumber and beams that previously went to the iron mine will be going elsewhere now. The lumber will unload at the ironworks and will be replaced with rails once the train reaches the smelter. The rails and remaining beams will then head for the coal mine, where they will load the hopper with coal bound for the ironworks. On top of all that, we're going to grab 3 pipes from the ironworks to bring to the refinery. Got all of that? No? Well, it's a good thing you're not playing, because only I can keep up with my own chaos. And even then, well, spoilers. What would you do if you owned an HO scale hopper that is filled with mac and cheese? Why would you fill the hopper with mac and cheese? I would, if it was going to be filled with mac and cheese and I knew that already, I would clean it before we filled it. If I didn't know, I would probably dump out the mac and cheese into a bowl and give it to somebody. I hope you guys followed along with all of that. I certainly didn't. My brain just fried itself trying to explain that. Yeah, the stream is still going. How's the challenge going so far? It's going good. Why did that derail? Are you kidding me? Huh? It's one of these days. Oh, that car is coming in hot. Oh, no. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh. We're missing a stake flat. Where's the handbrake? You can get Clyde to beat me at pronouncing Asmarana Mardakaida. Fuck, I messed it up already. Asmarana Mardakaida Daistinakuldakar. There we go. I'm getting it. It's taking time. Asmarana Kardakadai. It's that die part that confuses me, the D-A-I part. Asmarana Car... frick. Now I'm just slimming up. Also, speaking of horrible dishes, you know what we need to do? We need to have a cooking show where I make that really horrible, that horrible nacho story. I need to make that. Gordon, I have to now. It's required. This is not going to end well. A cooking contest? Man, could you imagine if we had a cooking competition on the channel where viewers submit their worst good food, like things that look like they shouldn't work together but they actually work, and it's just like a a bracket match. Last one standing gets like $500 or something. Okay, I don't have $500, but still. Alright, grocery trip complete, but my cart looks like one of those games where you slide the cars out of the way so the one can cross. A cooking contest for a PC, you know, that would actually be really cool if we had a cooking contest where I built the PC and the winner would get the PC. But the cooking is supposed to be bad, but like bad in a good way, a good flavor. How much money do I have right now in this challenge? Are we talking real money on Ko-Fi, or are we talking money on in-game? Because in-game I have $458. We'll be getting more in a second here, because we're gonna be doing the most profitable trip we've ever done. I was not going that fast, at least I didn't mean to be. What the okay, game. Where am I? How many times am I gonna derail now? Well, the good news is, you now actually have a reason to consider getting other types of locomotives. Now that they've made it so that overspeeding actually derails you on sharp curves and BS. I actually like this. I mean, I hate that I'm derailing, but like, nice. What happened to the car speed being higher? The car speed is higher. It's just that this is a 30-meter radius. So yeah, I'm not surprised that they keep derailing. Oh geez, it's past 5 o'clock. I've been streaming for how many hours? Yeesh. Abusing his mouse like a real cat owner. Excuse me. Oh, I might have to pause the challenge so that I can eat. Not yet, but like in like an hour or whenever I finish this run. And continue it another day and put it by a donation goal or something. Because it's been 5 hours and 15 minutes. Oh, break. Rolling into town. Oh god, what happened back here? Excuse me? Why did you derail? Game? Well, lesson learned, don't power brake, because otherwise you're going to kill the entire frickin' train. Those are rookie numbers, I need to bump them up. What, 5 hours is rookie? If you want to unrookie them, donate $250 and I'll continue the stream running for the rest of the day until I finish this run. Starting to think this is Derail Valley Online. With how I run the trains, it might be. Alright, we're rolling into town. This might be the last time we stop at the iron mine. Emphasis on might. I haven't done the math, but... Yeah, this is the last time we need to stop here. May not be the last time we actually stop here, but... Oh, wait, we have to stop here one more time. Wait, do we? I don't know. We might have to stop here one more time to drop off an iron ore hopper. Strep throat, that's no fun. You know what, let's bring up a fun little story to liven up chat. Did you know that you can get strep in your thumb? Because I didn't. Until my father got it somehow. Strep thumb, baby. His thumb had turned pitch black. And there's a little flab of skin that was falling off. He needed constant antibiotics for a while. It was not fun. He was hospitalized. Mostly because they didn't actually know what it was at first until they finally figured out it was strep. Because, like, what? Strep in the thumb? Since when does this happen? Yeah, there you go. A fun, little, small strep story. Woke up with it about 5 days ago, and it really hurt towards the middle of work, such that I was starting to feel physically weak from the pain of swallowing. Jesus. Ugh. It's no fun. My throat hurts too, but I think it was because I was talking over a loud-ass diesel locomotive the other day. That's understandable. A few days ago, I almost passed out when my muscle in my arm got hurt. Oof. Eef. Well, if we're going to tell fun medical stories, what? My mom used to work at a jail as a nurse. One of the stories she brought home one day was a guy who had a boil on his back. They gave him the usual treatment, you know? Which is, they have these little hot packets that have like a penny in them, and you crack on them, and that, for some reason, creates a ton of heat. I don't know the exact science behind it. It's really cool. But, Smokey, you came back in time for a horribly cursed story. In the middle of one day, this convict, he decides that instead of waiting for the hot pack to do its thing and to heal him and to save him, he decides, why don't I pop it with a fork? So he pops it with a fork. And these are forks at a prison. They are not very clean. And so he gets rushed into the office after having popped this boil, and they take a look at him, and they realize, wait, he's actually okay. But just in case, we're going to keep an eye on him for the next few days. Day 1, everything's fine. He popped the boil, no problem. Day 2, everything's fine. It's starting to heal over. Day 3, he's escorted out of the building in a stretcher, screaming as if he's dying. Because apparently, overnight, this is in the middle of the night, by the way, at like midnight or 2 a.m., something like that. In the middle of the night, it came back. But it didn't come back at the same size that it was before. You know, it was like the size... The old one was like the size of a small screw. That was the size of the white cap. It was not pleasant, but it wasn't bad. The new one, his entire back was blood red, and the cap was the size of a quarter. They were taking him out on a stretcher because he needed emergency surgery. So a pro tip, folks, don't pop boils with a frickin' fork. So there's a fun story. I feel like I've told that before, but I don't really care because it's still disgusting as all hell, and I hate it and I love it because it makes everybody else hate me for telling it. Yeah, especially a prison fork. Like, why a prison fork of all things? JHR, welcome back to the stream. You just missed the worst story possible. Good thing you missed it. Thank God. One person didn't have to hear that. That caboose is not happy. And that train is a runaway. Oh, that would have been so sick if I had made that jump. No. Alright, we're teleporting ahead of the train to pick up that caboose again. Ah, that would have been so good. I said I was gonna get some food. I did say I was gonna get some food soon. I never said when. Can't violate OSHA if OSHA doesn't exist? That's where you're wrong, kiddo. We can still violate OSHA. They can't stop us. Oh no. I've screwed up. No, no. Oh. This is a problem. I just realized I screwed up though because I was supposed to only deliver one car of beams to the coal mine. I delivered two. That is a difference between life and death. Okay, not literally, but like figuratively. It is a massive mistake. Oh no, how am I gonna fix this? I legitimately don't know how I'm gonna fix this. How much money do I have? I have $1,364. I can always spawn in additional loads. I can't. They removed that feature. And that would be cheating anyways. I'm trying to not cheat on this. I could go into Railroad Studio and cheat it into the other place, but like, that also feels like cheating. I've made a mistake. I should try and fix it the legit way, you know? I should put up a donation goal and like incentives that will make the game harder if people donate. I've been thinking about that. I've been thinking about putting up a speedrun donation goal thing where, like, every time somebody does a certain thing, I have to follow a new rule. Be a fun idea. Is it bad if your computer is hotter than the firebox? Yes, because if your firebox is at 400 degrees. Whether or not that's Fahrenheit or Celsius, it doesn't matter. If your computer is hotter than that, your computer is toast. What the heck? I don't like these tender physics. Why do they derail so frickin' easily? Firebox temperatures can exceed 2,500 degrees Fahrenheit. Jesus criminy. Well, if you ever need any cremation services, go down to the museum Heist works at and ask them for a free ride. One of those Trek War films. Fun fact, do you guys want another story? I ask this as if it's a question. I know the answer. The answer is going to be yes, but... Today on K37 Kitchen... God. Depends on the story. Let's go for another cursed one. Nah, it's not cursed. I don't remember if I told the story of how I got my username. It's a really stupid story, but always fun to share, you know? You told me when I met you, but it's been years. So... the year is 2015. I'm going to mock trial. My voice is dead. I have a sickness. I have an illness. And while I'm at the mock trial, I decide to still go through with it, even though it sounds like I'm about to die. Some of the judges at the mock trial say, you know, your voice sounded kind of raspy. Maybe you should be try to work on your courage. And I'm like, oh no, I'm sorry, that's not courage. I'm just sick. And I have to explain this in both the first and second rounds. The third round doesn't happen because it was only 2 rounds. It was a casual event. And after the event, we go to a pizza party at a bar. Everybody gets one slice of pizza. It's really stupid. It's really boring. And what happened? Right. I exchanged my Steam account with somebody else. I shared it with them. And we added each other on Steam, and we talked a little bit about the games we play, and I'm gonna get a screenshot because this is a good spot to do so. Screenshot noise intensifies. As we're in the pizza party, we're watching TV. And on TV, Batman is playing. Specifically, the movie where Bane does stuff. The modern-ish movie where Bane exists and does things. And I don't remember what exactly was going on in the movie, but I do remember one thing. It's 2015. And if you know anything about movies in 2015, a certain one came out around that time. And, of course, it's a Disney property. Meaning that, of course, every ad slot on TV was taken up by an advertisement for this movie. And it was almost always the same advertisement. And in case you're wondering, it's Star Wars The Force Awakens. So we're sitting there, and every time that Star Wars shows up on the TV, I point it out. Like, oh my god, guys, it's Star Wars. Guys, I think they've got a new Star Wars movie coming out soon. It looks pretty cool. Oh, guys, look at this. It's Star Wars. And every time that it comes on screen, I keep getting more and more delusional with how I point it out. Eventually sort of making guttural throat sounds that's kind of sounds like Star Wars. Oh no, it wasn't a voice crack. I just said Star Wars. Like, replace the A's with E's both times. And when I got home, I'm like, you know what? That was a funny moment, and since I was hanging with my friends, let's commemorate that moment forever. And so I named myself Star Wars, and I made my profile picture on Steam a stormtrooper with those like MLG glasses from that sort of time period. And from there, over the years, it just sort of evolved. Stir Wars was a little bit lengthy to say. People started calling me Stir, and eventually I made the capitalization weird and edgy. I don't know why, it's stuck with me ever since. The pixel glasses, I assume? Yes, the pixelated glasses, like the sunglasses that you'd see everybody put on their characters when they did something cool in YouTube in like 2010. Is this the origin story of the Stir name? Yes. Yes, it is. I always thought it was a railroad acronym. Nope. It's just Stir. I've considered changing it a few times, but like, I don't really care to. It's a good enough name. It gets the job done. It's identifiable. It's me. It works. I just noticed the railroad acronym. It's a good acronym. I love it. Somebody suggested to me that suggested me this railroad name when we were talking about the playthrough that we're doing, the Pegger playthrough. Like, hey, what railroad names do you guys have? And this was one of the suggestions, and I really like the Lost. It's good. Speaking of mountain railroading, I need to make that next map. I really do. You know, maybe I need to take a week off where I edit one video that's like a small video, and then I focus on making custom maps to play with people. And also just have some time off to myself. In order to make things interesting, I'm thinking of having a higher tier on Ko-Fi for subscribers, and starting a playthrough with subscribers who are on that higher tier. And just playing through this sort of map and letting anyone do what they want, you know? Like, I'm not really in control. I'm more just there to help record and have fun, but... And maybe suggest things and try and improve it, but... Does the cat need a revival? It looks like it needs some 5-hour energy. Thank you. There, she's been revived. Are you happy? Trivia question. Anybody know what's on the back of a $2 bill? Let's find out. And startle the cat in the process. I'm gonna look. Oh, interesting. Okay. I thought it was gonna be a building. I won't spoil it in case somebody wants to answer the question, but I was expecting a building, not a historical event. So, we didn't complete the challenge in one stream. I'm honestly not surprised. But that's okay, we'll be completing it tomorrow. Well, probably, hopefully. I guess we're gonna find out together whether or not I can finish the job that I started, If you like my content, consider liking or subscribing to boost my ego, or consider financially supporting me to make this content possible. I have a Ko-Fi account for single donations, and recently got approved for channel memberships here on YouTube. This work isn't easy, especially since this was a nearly 7-hour stream I had to edit down into this highlight reel. Above all else, though, I hope you enjoyed this experimental video, and I hope you have a good day. Cheers, folks.